Annette Funicello became the embodiment of a dream, a child whose innocence offered a post-war America a comforting vision of purity. Through a gentle smile, perfectly timed dance, and wide, trusting eyes, she invited the nation to pause its worries. On screen, she was America's sweetheart, the flawless Disney girl, seemingly untouchable and safe. But behind this image, the very qualities that brought her adoration became a prison. To be loved for being perfect is to be denied permission to be human. Annette's life was defined not by rebellion, but by the subtle weight of expectation, shaping every choice she would make. Early life in Utica in Southern California, born in 1942 in Utica, New York, Annette entered a modest Italian-American household where routine and harmony shaped daily life. Her father, Joseph, managed a small auto repair shop, while her mother, Virginia, stayed home to care for the children. When the family moved to Southern California in 1946, it was not ambition but stability that motivated them. Life was measured in work hours, proper conduct, and quiet adherence to rules. Children learned to adjust themselves, preserving order rather than seeking attention. For Annette, this environment instilled a deep instinct to remain in the background, to observe and wait, quietly shaping the person she would become. A childhood of silence and restraint, Annette was naturally reserved, drawn to the back rows at school and church, hands folded, voice soft, and movements measured. This was not mere shyness, it was cultivated self-restraint. In her Italian-American community, harmony mattered more than individual expression. Children learned to avoid being disruptive, to step back so others could shine. From an early age, Annette internalized these lessons. Dance and music became exercises in proper conduct rather than self-expression. Teachers emphasized posture, timing, and technical perfection, gradually training her to hold her emotions in check. Her childhood was a quiet rehearsal in stillness, preparing her for the attention and expectations that awaited her. The first stage, Starlight Bowl, at age 12, Annette performed in Swan Lake at the Starlight Bowl in Burbank, California. It was not a moment of personal triumph, but a task to be completed according to rehearsal. When Walt Disney noticed her and requested a meeting afterward, she felt confusion and restraint, not excitement. Recognition meant heightened responsibility to behave perfectly. Soon after, she auditioned for the Mickey Mouse Club alongside more than 200 children, each trained to follow instructions and expect nothing. When her name was announced among the final 24, she reacted with minimal outward expression. Approval and attention were never liberating. They were another measure to navigate with care. Entering the Mickey Mouse Club. By late 1955, the Mickey Mouse Club aired its first episodes, featuring Annette regularly in dance numbers and skits. Initially, she remained in the background, performing her role with precision. Her training in silence and propriety guided her every step. But audiences quickly responded to her, sending fan mail in volumes that exceeded Disney's expectations. The attention was both flattering and constraining. She'd learned her role as a child was to maintain harmony, not stand out. Even as fame grew, Annette's instinct remained to fit seamlessly into her surroundings. The admiration of millions became another rhythm she had to preserve, not an opportunity for personal expression. The weight of perpetual expectation. Annette's celebrity life was marked not by scandal or reinvention, but by constant adjustment. Fans loved her for being good, and that love imposed strict rules, always gentle, proper, and uncomplaining. There was no room for error, no space to show vulnerability. Her first marriage ended quietly, not through dramatic upheaval, but by subtle, unspoken misalignments over time. Exhaustion, differences, and disappointments went unnamed, invisible to the public. Annette's life demonstrates the silent toll of perfection. To remain adored, she could not disrupt expectations, even at personal cost. Her story is not one of rebellion, but of navigating invisible currents with quiet grace. Discipline, through art, dance, and music, remained central in Annette's life, not as personal expression, but as tools for discipline and emotional control. Proper posture, controlled movements, and measured gestures trained her body to reflect inner restraint. These skills extended beyond performance. They became a way of negotiating the world, smiling when unsure, remaining still when nervous, and following rhythm became second nature. Art was not liberation. It was rehearsal for life under constant scrutiny. The discipline she learned allowed her to endure fame without chaos. Yet it also reinforced a self-erasure that would persist through adulthood, shaping her responses to both public attention and private challenges. A silent career in a shifting industry. Unlike many peers, Annette did not chase reinvention. From the Mickey Mouse Club to beach films and music, she layered achievements without erasing past stages. She did not attempt image reversal or a scandal to remain relevant. This quiet consistency became her hallmark, a rare stability in a volatile industry. Her presence offered continuity, a marker of familiarity amid changing tastes. Though her fame waxed and waned, she preserved her identity, demonstrating that endurance need not rely on constant reinvention. Annette's career was defined not by public transformation, but by the steady, deliberate choices of a woman maintaining control through stillness, health, silence, and speaking out. As Annette aged, her body began to betray her. Rumors and assumptions about former child stars surfaced, yet she maintained silence, preserving order even amid uncertainty. Speaking out was difficult because her life had been conditioned to avoid inconvenience to others. Eventually, she found herself forced to assert her own voice, to clarify her story. Her public statement was not dramatic, but necessary. A gentle, precise alignment of truth against a background of misconception. Annette's ability to speak calmly for herself reflected a lifetime of navigating expectation, demonstrating that self-expression can coexist with restraint when carefully measured. Legacy beyond the spotlight. Annette Funicello's legacy is quieter than most Hollywood icons. She did not leave a dramatic scandal or reinvention, but a model of enduring presence. Her life illustrates the subtle power of consistency, showing that strength can reside in stability and influence does not always require reinvention. She preserved her humanity while navigating fame, demonstrating resilience in measured steps. Annette's story challenges assumptions about celebrity. The most lasting impact may not be in spectacle, but in how a person embodies steadiness, reliability, and the grace to remain fully present in a world often obsessed with change and reinvention. Conclusion: the trace of a life lived fully. What remains after Annette Funicello is not the image of illness or decline, but the trace of a person who lived fully within her limits. She accepted withdrawal not as failure and chose presence over performance. Her life teaches that being admired for perfection carries a cost. silence, restraint, and the careful management of self. Yet within that framework, she carved out space for quiet authenticity. In a world driven by change, Annette's stillness became her defining rhythm, a testament to the endurance of character, the subtle power of choice, and the quiet dignity of a life lived on one's own terms.